Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. Another week, another bold marketing claim from one of the big skincare brands. This time it's the turn of an eye cream which promises to lift and firm the skin in just 30 minutes and within 8 weeks reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles by 20%. Now, if all of that seems too good to be true, you're in the right place because there is nothing I love more than testing out a bold marketing claim. And that's exactly what I've done with this product. This is the Ordinary Lacto-PDRN eye cream. Now, the Ordinary have been a staple in our skincare routine for the past 6 or 7 years, but I didn't realize until filming this video that they haven't actually had a true eye cream in their collection until now. So I expect this to go very viral on launch. And I wanted to get ahead of that curve, test it out so we know exactly what it can deliver and whether it's worth our hard-earned coin. Now, in today's video, I'm going to share with you my hot take on this product, but I want to hear from you guys too. Having watched the video, what's your take on this product? If you're super excited to buy it and try it for your own skincare routine, let me know by reaching down into the comment section and leaving the heart emoji. If this is something that just doesn't excite you, you think you're going to give it a pass, let me know by leaving the cross emoji and state why. That way we can use the comment section almost like a poll of the Mad About Skin community, see where everyone's thoughts lie. Whatever your thoughts on this product, just know that as always, today's video isn't sponsored and it isn't in paid partnership. I never do paid promotions here on the channel because I like to speak from the heart and not the wallet. And I really wanted to get ahead of what I anticipate to be a lot of paid sponsorships around this product so that if people are looking for a review, they stumble across this unsponsored video before any of the others. The best way of helping people to do just that is by reaching down, giving the video a big thumbs up and a like. The more likes a video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. So this is just a fantastic way of making sure that unsponsored content is front and center of anyone's searches. And for that, I'm always so grateful. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So this eye cream actually launches internationally on the 26th of August. So not long to wait if you want to buy this and try it for your own skincare routine. It's going to retail in the UK at around £8. That's around $10 in the US. And I think the euro price is going to be somewhere around €9.50. If you want to check out the exact price point wherever in the world you live, read some of the other reviews, the ingredients in more detail, or make a purchase, I've listed and linked everything you need down in the description box below. That way, no matter where in the world you happen to be, you can find that link and just get an easy, convenient access so you can check everything out. For me, I think the price point is actually what's really appealing about this product. £8 for a well-formulated eye cream, honestly, that is really affordable and I love to see it. You're getting 15 ml of product in this, which whilst I would personally prefer 30 ml when reaching for an eye cream, the standard eye cream size is 15 ml. So the Ordinary aren't doing us out of product with this. That is fairly standard. I would have thought it would be slightly better if they'd have gone for a 30 ml, even at a slightly higher price point, because I'm all about value for money and minimizing repurchasing, air miles and things like that. So personally, I would have liked a 30 ml, but I'm not going to read the Ordinary to filth for that because 15 ml is the standard eye cream size, and I do really love the packaging and the tube. It's super easy to get some pinpoint application. You don't waste a lot of product, and it's really easy to dispense. So all of that is ticking the boxes. But what we're really paying for here is the formula. So how good is it actually? I'm going to start out with a bit of an overview of the formula itself. I'm then going to come into my own experiences having used this for the past couple of weeks. And then I'm going to summarize everything at the end. And we'll take a closer look at some of those marketing claims and whether I think this product can actually live up to them. So the key ingredient in this is that lacto-PDRN. So this is actually a fermented milk derived PDRN, meaning it's entirely salmon free. This is great if you're vegan, you're living a plant-based lifestyle, or you're just looking to minimize the amount of animal-derived ingredients in your skincare. I think it's great that we have some non-salmon alternatives in the PDRN market. That's great to see. You can absolutely get and have for some time plant-derived PDRN, but this is the first time I've actually seen that lacto-fermented PDRN. So that's really something new and innovative on the market, which again is a big tick in the box. It would have been really easy for the Ordinary just to reach for like a salmon-derived PDRN or one of the standard plant-derived ones. I think it's nice that they're offering something different, so we have that little bit of a variation. And I've read some of the, albeit limited, studies into fermented PDRN, and it does seem to make the ingredient that little bit more efficacious, that little bit more beneficial. So again, whilst that data is in its infancy, I definitely think there's some promising signs of using this form of PDRN over others. It also contains a really nice blend of ingredients that are going to hydrate, they're going to plump, and they're going to soften the contours of the eye. You know, we often see crepiness under the eye, which is quite common. That can be caused by dryness and just a loss of volume. So using plumping agents, using hydrators under the eye, it just makes perfect sense. What I think, though, is really interesting about this product, whilst it's got a whole blend of calming, soothing, hydrating, and long-term anti-aging ingredients like that PDRN, they also use a blend of gums in here, which actually create a small film under the eye. Now, this, I think, is what lends itself to that claim that within 30 minutes, everything will be lifted and firmed, because that film actually contracts over time. So as you wear this, as you go through that 30-minute period, things do definitely feel tighter and more lifted. That's not skincare doing that. That's a gum blend that's in here that's creating that small film. But what I found really interesting is it doesn't feel like you're wearing a film. I've used, eye creams in the past that have similar technology, and it really does feel like you're wearing a film, which over the course of a day can crack, it can peel. It almost feels like you're peeling like dried PVA glue from under the eye. Nobody wants that. You don't get that with this. It's such a really nice blend of different gums that you get that lifting, you get that firming and smoothing effect, but you don't really know that anything is sitting on and creating a film. And that honestly is really important to me, because I hate the feel of anything sitting on the skin. You don't get that with this whatsoever. So I really like the fact that they've gone for those quick wins whilst also having a beneficial formula that's going to give long-term anti-aging. That's really where that PDRN comes in. But this blend of different gums, I think, offers something different on the market. If you've ever tried one of those, like instant lifting and firming, Peter Thomas Roth do one, I think Wonder Skin do one, all of them have the same problem, as it feels like you're wearing an under eye patch. Whether you can see it or not doesn't matter, you can feel it, and I really dislike that. With this, you don't get it at all, and I'll come on to my experiences in terms of the results in a minute, but I think in terms of that formula, I really do like the fact they've taken that two-pronged attack. It's fragrance free, which is really important because my eyes are super sensitive. Fragrance under the eye is a firm no. One of my favorite eye creams is the Mary and May one, which is great for dark circles, but it's fragrance, so I can't use it too often. I've got to be very careful with the application. I think it's just easier if brands stick to fragrance free with eye products, so I love to see that. The Ordinary are a cruelty free brand, which again, another tick in the box, and I love the fact that they've opted for a vegan formula, which I think just makes it more applicable to a wider audience, and that's something, again, I think is missing when it comes to that PDRN skincare market. The Ordinary are definitely filling a gap there. When it comes to their choice of eye cream ingredients, I'm surprised that they didn't include things like caffeine in this. I mean, they have their caffeine serum, which this is their face version. They do also do an under eye version. That's already in their collection, which is maybe why they decided against using things like caffeine in here. But I think that's really the only ingredient that's obviously missing in terms of other things that I would like to see. This has the hydrators, it has the short-term wins in terms of that gum blend, it has the long-term anti-aging, and it's got a great blend of plumping agents too. So it's ticking a lot of boxes. I'd say the one obvious missing item would be caffeine, but again, that doesn't work universally for everyone, so it might make sense that they've missed it out, especially as they have caffeine options within their existing skincare line. So what were my results? And this, I think, is where it comes down to expectations versus reality. The Ordinary have made a lot of bold claims, so do they actually live up? Well, I applied this under my eye, waited that 30 minutes, and over that 30-minute period, you definitely saw a lifting, a tightening, and a firming. Now, I think I'm wearing it now so you can see how it actually looks under the eye. But what I think is really important is how you apply this. So you need to use about that amount under the eye, and don't rub it fully in. Rub it to that point. So you can't see it on the skin, if that makes sense, but it's not fully worked in like you would a standard cream. That is where I think you get the best results. Put that around the orbital bone, under the eye, rub it in like that, not fully rubbed in, just enough that it's kind of sitting there. Then you let the skin do the work. It'll absorb it, it'll leave that film behind, and that's where I think you get the very best results. If you work it in too much to the point where it's almost entirely absorbed and dry, then I don't think you get the same amount of firming and lifting. So I think there's a little bit of an art to this, which I learned through trial and error. But if you apply this correctly, you can actually feel it tightening over that period of 30 minutes. I would say it actually works in about 5 or 10 minutes. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes before it was lifted and snatched. So yeah, definite firming, definite lifting. It smooths out the under eye. Your under eye feels so smooth, crease-free. It doesn't create any visible film, which I love. And you can put product on top of it. I think this, again, is really, really important. Normally with this style of product, you can't layer. So if you wanted to use concealer, you can't. If you wanted to use another eye cream on top, you couldn't. You can with this, as long as you apply it correctly, give it a chance to get to work, then you can put other product on top, which I really appreciated. Noticeable firming, visible lifting. I'm sold on that alone. Honestly, for the £8, that's worth it. It works better than that Peter Thomas Roth one, which I think is £60. Works better than that Wonder Skin one, which is £20. So just that alone, huge tick in the box. Long-term results though, PDRN is really, really interesting as an ingredient because whilst there are quite a few studies into it, I think it shows the greatest impact if you read these studies under the eye. So it kind of makes most sense to have it as an eye cream. I think that's really where its benefits are going to be derived. It will help boost collagen and elastin. It's got some repairing and restorative benefits too. And I think having the fermented aspect to that PDRN is just going to enhance those benefits further. So if you're already using a standard PDRN serum, maybe switch to this because I think this is probably going to give you advanced results. Now, I haven't been using it long enough to say whether after 8 weeks I feel that I've got that 20% reduction. I think that's unlikely, if I'm honest. I think that's quite a bold claim. I think you will definitely see a reduction in fine lines and wrinkles, long-term anti-aging benefit. I think 20% seems like a lot. That seems like a high margin to reach. Maybe if you're completely new to skincare and this is the first eye product you've used in decades, you might get 20% just from the hydration and the beneficial ingredients. But I think for most people that are already advanced skincare users, I wouldn't expect that. I would expect something in the region of like a 5 to 10% difference, which is still really noticeable. That still ticks a huge box for me. And yeah, I definitely think long-term anti-aging. Yeah, I just wish they hadn't put a number on it because I think that's where it maybe gets slightly misleading in terms of some of that marketing. This is a really, really nice product to see. When I heard that The Ordinary were coming out with an eye cream, I did sort of do like a bit of an internal, ugh, really, that's all we need, another eye cream. But this is something different. It's something that doesn't exist on the market at the moment. The price point is definitely the lowest that I've seen for something in terms of that firming and lifting. And I think it ticks a lot of boxes. You can use it alongside other eye creams, or you can just use it on its own, which is what I've been doing. Now, there is one caveat that I will throw out. In terms of my own experiences, instant lifting and firming within 5 minutes, love that. Long-term anti-aging, I'm seeing the results. I'm skeptical about the 20%, but I'm definitely seeing results, which again, huge tick in the box. And that's something I love. The one thing I think this is missing is that element of dark circle correction. So this works really well, firming, lifting, anti-aging. If those are your under eye goals, this is the best eye cream you can use. If you're looking for reducing the appearance of any discoloration, maybe you've got that like purplish hue under the eye and trying to correct it, that will do nothing for it. So it's not going to color correct. It's not going to help with dark circles. This is really targeting towards anti-aging, firming, lifting, and depuffing. Those, great. Dark circles, you either need to use another eye cream alongside it, which you can absolutely do, or do what I do, which is actually going with this. This is another favorite eye cream of mine. This is the Dr. Malaxin Semen Ray eye cream. This is color correction and also kind of adds further to the anti-aging element with some of the great ingredients here. They don't actually have a lot of similarity in terms of ingredients, so using them together will double down on the benefits. I put this on first, I let it go to work, 5 minutes later when I've got that firming and lifting, I put a little of this on to take away some of the darkness, some of the dark circles and discoloration, and it works wonders. That is delivered as a duo for me, and together it's like £20. So you get both of these for £20. It doesn't break the bank and they work beautifully together. You could use concealer if you want to do a very similar thing. I like this because you get that element of color correction and you also get that beneficial skincare blend in here too. It's up to you though. I think the only limitation on this one is it doesn't do dark circles. Everything else, 10 out of 10. If you're looking at it for dark circles, there's probably a better eye cream on the market than you can reach for. But you know what? For £8, for firming, for lifting, for PDRN, for innovation, honestly, I don't think we can ask for more. I really don't think we can ask for more. And I think for me, this is definitely something that I'm going to be using long term in conjunction with the Dr. Malaxin, which is my favorite like color correcting dark circle eye cream. These two together, absolute perfection. So what do you think? Do you think this is a product that you are excited to buy and try when it comes to your own routine? Do you think this is innovative enough to really like set the market on fire in terms of viral appeal and popularity? Or do you think this is just another eye cream that we really didn't need in terms of skincare? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like I say, I've been really impressed with the price point, with the packaging, with the formulation. whilst I do need a little extra dark circle correction on top of this, for £8, I don't think we can ask for everything, and this definitely delivers enough to say I think it's value for money and something that's worth including in your own skincare routine. Let me know your thoughts, like and follow for more. Take care, guys. Bye.